What's up guys, Brendan Hancock here with another episode of Groove Subaru today, and today we brought along the all-new 2019 Subaru Ascent, and we're going to talk about a new feature on the Ascent called Auto Vehicle Hold. Let's go take a look inside. All right, so we're now inside the 2019 Subaru Ascent. This is the premium trim level, but it doesn't really matter what trim level of the new Ascent that we're in. All of the Ascents, even the base model, are going to have this feature. Now, if we look down here next to X Mode, and we'll do another video on X Mode. We have an older one we did with a Forester, but we will take the Ascent out off-road and kind of show you a little bit of that. But normally next to X Mode, for example, on an Outback or Crosstrek, we used to see like it was a car and it showed it going up a steep hill, and that was called Hill Holder. So it was kind of like an enhanced version of Incline Hill Assist. And Incline Hill Assist was on automatically on the car, and it was basically you're on an incline, you put your foot on the brake, you take your foot off the brake. It would use the traction stability control to hold you there for either 1.5 seconds or until you started going forward. So it was really just to prevent you from rocking back as you take your foot off the brake. For example, in San Francisco, you're at a stoplight, you don't want to rock back. Now, there was also a feature called Hill Holder, and that was the picture with the car going up a ramp. And what that would do is if you were on an incline, and this is still on like the 18 Outbacks, you have your foot on the brake, you take your foot off the brake, it would actually turn on the electric parking brake. And this car actually does have an electric parking brake as well. And that's more for like you're off-roading up a steep hill. Maybe you need to open the door and like kind of see if there's a rock there and you're stuck, but you can't keep your foot on the brake, you know, exactly. So that was more for off-roading conditions. It's kind of why they put it next to the X mode button, which is kind of your off-road mode. But now they have a feature called Auto Vehicle Hold, and it kind of combines both of those things together, and it works both on an incline and on a decline as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to push this button here, Auto Vehicle Hold, and I'm going to see two little icons. I'm going to see AVH there, and then I'm also going to see the same little logo that it shows here. They're both in green. They're to the right of the speedometer. And right now I have my foot on the brake, and I just took my foot off the brake, and I can tell it's holding me there in that location. Now, if I look at the parking brake, it's not turned on, so it is using the stability and traction control to kind of hold me there in place. And now it's not just 1.5 seconds, it's actually holding me there consistently. Once I hit the gas, it's going to deactivate. I will still see AVH, but I don't see that little logo. Now I'm going to go on a little bit of a decline here in our parking garage ramp. I have my foot on the brake, 1, 2, and then I'm going to see that light come up again. I'll take my foot off the brake, and I'm staying. And it's not just 1.5 seconds, it's going to hold me there in that exact location. Now let's just test this. Open the door. It will still hold me here, it seems like. It is yelling at me though that I am not touching the brake. I did just notice though, when I opened the door, it turned on the parking brake automatically. Now let's just see what happens. It's telling me to depress the brake pedal, so I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna hit the gas, and it's going to allow me to go down the hill. Now I'm going to keep going, get some momentum going. Going to come to a total stop. Boom. Now I see that little symbol again below AVH, and it's going to hold me on that decline again. Cool. So now let's see what happens when we go on the uphill. And now to kind of mention this to you, like I said, this is kind of combining, you know, Incline Hill Assist and the Hill Holder like we used to have on the vehicles into one feature both for uphill and downhill. And it is using the stability and traction control, not the parking brake, unless, as we just saw there, unless I open the door. If I open the door and don't have my foot on the brake, it turns on the parking brake as an extra safety feature for you to make sure that you don't run yourself over. Because after all, this is a family vehicle and it's supposed to be very safe. So, all right, now I'm going on the uphill here. I got a little bit of momentum. All right, I'm going to come to a stop. I'm going to put my foot on the brake. It takes 2 seconds. 1, 2, boom. I see that light come on, take my foot off, and it holds me there. Now, we're on an incline. Parking brake is not engaged. My foot is not on the brake. I'm going to open the door, see what happens. It's yelling at me. It's yelling at me. Boom, look at that. I didn't rock back at all. Parking brake is on. Now, it says to press the brake pedal. This time I'm going to try to not do that and just hit the gas, see what happens. Okay, so it's still yelling at me. It took off the parking brake. I'm still going, but it's basically like, hey, I'm going to yell at you until you push the parking brake. So, all right, now I want to test one more thing here. This time I want to test it to see if I don't have my foot on the brake for 2 seconds and wait for that logo to come up. I want to see what happens. I'm gonna go down a hill here. I am not going to keep my foot on the brake for long enough, so I'm just gonna come to a stop, boom, and I didn't allow it to stay for 2 seconds. Come to a total stop, and I didn't allow it to sit there for 2 seconds. So you need to hold your foot on the brake for 2 seconds. Wait till you see that little kind of circular icon right there to show up. That's telling you, hey, the stability and traction control has engaged, is gonna hold me there in that location. So you could, I would say you probably can just have this on all the time if you want to. I don't think it's totally necessary. I think it's kind of like, you know, hill holder was, where you probably want to have this on if you're off-roading and stuff like that, just kind of as an extra level of security there to make sure you're not sliding all over the place and you're holding in place when you want to. But again, just one more time here, let's make sure we get that right. So come to a complete stop, 1, 2, boom, I see the light, it's gonna hold me. So awesome, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I've had a ton of people ask about that because it is a new feature. It's nothing we've seen, you know, on Subaru. I mean, it's using the same technology we've had before, an Incline Hill Assist and, you know, hill holder, but it's just labeled as a new feature. So I just wanted to explain to you guys, make sure you guys have a full understanding of what auto vehicle hold is. So awesome. If you guys have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to our channel and leave us a like if you liked what you saw. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time on Groove Subaru Today. Take care.